Today we are going to study the expression, "It was terrifying." 1. The first time I went skydiving, it was terrifying. As I stood at the open door of the plane, my heart raced. The ground seemed impossibly far away. When I finally jumped, the rush of air was deafening. For a moment, I thought I'd made a huge mistake. But then my parachute opened, and suddenly, I was floating. The fear melted away, replaced by an incredible sense of freedom. 2. I'll never forget my first day of high school. Walking through those big doors, it was terrifying. The hallways seemed endless, filled with unfamiliar faces. I felt so small, so out of place. I was sure everyone was staring at me, judging my every move. But as the day went on, I realized most people were just as nervous as I was. By lunchtime, I'd made a new friend, and things didn't seem quite so scary anymore. 3. My first time participating in a public speaking contest in English, it was terrifying. As I waited backstage at the school auditorium, I could hear the murmur of the audience. My hands were shaking, and I kept forgetting the opening lines of my speech. When they called my name, I walked onto the stage feeling like my legs might give out. The bright lights made it hard to see the judges, but I knew they were there, watching and evaluating every word. I took a deep breath, trying to remember all the practice I'd done, and began to speak. An explanation of how it was terrifying is used in these monologues. 1. Purpose. The phrase describes an intense feeling of fear or terror experienced during a specific event or situation. 2. Placement. In all three monologues, the phrase appears near the beginning. This sets the emotional tone for the rest of the story and immediately engages the listener. 3. Context. It's always followed by a description of why the situation was frightening. This helps the audience understand and relate to the speaker's emotions. 4. Tense. The past tense indicates that the speaker is recounting a memory, allowing them to reflect on the experience. 5. Contrast. Often, the monologues show a transition from fear to resolution or acceptance, highlighting personal growth or change. 6. Intensity. The word terrifying is a strong descriptor, emphasizing the extreme nature of the emotion felt.